3, 2, 1. And we're back, guys. It's the college kids. Wilson and
Fernanda. Here we are, back with our podcast, The College Kids, with
special guests,
Valerie
and Paul.
And they are also college kids. These are our friends who have been nice enough to say that they're going to be on this crazy-ass episode. They are from UCLA. So Paul is a...
stats and econ major.
Crazy.
That's.
I am psych with a minor in brain and behavioral health.
So these are very intelligent kids. Just as a friendly reminder, I'm a business major. Bottom of the line. Fern is...
also a business major.
But she's a little bit higher than I am, which is hilarious.
I think we're about the same place.
Why would you say she's higher than you?
Because she's administrative, like...
I'm
finance.
Oh, she's business.
Yeah, hey, dog. I already told you this, but don't touch the gray stuff. I could feel you touching the gray stuff. You're telling me? All right. But going back to it, they're real kind people, and we love them for being on the podcast, and we're just trying to pick the brains of college kids. These are UCLA kids, so they are kind of the top of the classes of the U.S. Well, let's be honest. You guys are at the one of the most prestigious schools in California.
In the
nation, actually. Actually, worldwide, what are you guys? Like 15?
I've never looked.
I don't know where we are.
You guys are top,
to be honest.
at least
top
20.
30.
Yeah, like
I'd say top 30 maybe.
Top 30.
Yeah.
But like even top 30.
I don't
There's over like
the top 10 list.
No, I do not think we make the top list.
okay, well at least top 30.
Yeah,
well, top 100. Put it like that.
Okay.
Imagine we're
Okay.
so wrong
Okay.
and we're like in the bottom 100.
But at least like the crazy part is like that's crazy because there's 196 countries, and I think that, don't quote me on that. I'm a business major.
196 countries. Sounds about right.
Yeah, am I even? Yeah, okay. And like there's I was gonna do it, but like Cambridge, Harvard.
Yeah, I was
like
thinking of like
these
Brown.
are all like Brown,
the England ones.
the
Stanford.
Swedish,
a lot of, like, prestigious
Swedish, like they're
private-
private
Yeah.
schools,
Yeah.
and UCLA still manages
To keep up.
And we're
not only to
public.
keep
Oh,
up,
yeah.
and you guys
Which
are
is-
public.
we're
That's
public.
the crazy part.
Yeah.
Like you guys raised not only enough federal government money, but like also private money from investors, which means that you guys are really good. Like you guys do a lot. So how do you guys feel going to one of the top schools in the U.S. at least? That
To be real with you,
yeah,
it's overrated.
overrated.
You
Are
know
you telling me it's
what?
overrated?
I think I would have kind of agree with that
It's
statement.
overrated.
It kind of is.
It's overrated.
I come across students at the school. No hate to the school, because like I do love my school,
Don't
but
cancel
I
us.
feel like please
They're
don't
gonna be
kick me
canceled.
out. I feel like I do hear the name UCLA all the time now, and I feel like there are a lot of students that go there that kind of they feel very entitled because they go there.
They go there.
And I'm like, I'm so tired of meeting these students that feel so entitled, because I'm like,
Really?
I get that, we just did the stats on our school right now,
Yeah.
but even then, I don't think you should be that entitled to go.
That entitled.
It's a great school, though.
It's a great school.
So you guys feel like the kids
But
are a little
it's-
bit more entitled, or like they
I've
feel
come
like they're
across some.
better
I would say so.
than
Yeah.
most students
Like,
I would say so.
or kids at least. I don't know.
it's gonna sound bad.
Because like I don't go to a
But-
crazy school. I
Let's
go
say
to
you're a
Cal
great
Poly.
student. You're not gonna be a greater student just because you went to UCLA. Like, the learning's on you.
You're telling me that, okay, so, well, I don't know. That's
'Cause-
kind of controversial. Because, like, what's the point of being such a top school then? Like, why do you guys...
It's in the name.
Why is the stat?
Honestly, it is in the status, just because, once again, I feel like if you graduate from a degree in that school and then you go get a job, they see like,
Like-
oh, you did go to a top school.
Yeah,
So
but, like-
I get that the name kind of helps.
It can kind of put you like at
Like a little
Little bit of an
more
advantage,
points
Advantage,
maybe.
yeah. On
applying
the
for, like,
resume?
jobs.
Maybe.
Yeah. I can see that.
I don't know. Maybe...
Not only that, I feel like the networking. You guys have a lot of great
Yeah.
networks. If
A
We
lot
have
of
a lot of
grades.
great resources at that
that-
school.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Networking
lie.
and
That I really do enjoy about UCLA.
That is
Yeah.
that is like a benefit of
So I feel
going to
like
like a top whatever school. It's like the
Yeah.
connections, and obviously like great people are always gonna want to be there with you, be around you. Like sometimes there'll be like guest professors and like seminars going on. Like, oh, that guy's coming here, or you'll be like, oh wait, that guy wrote my textbook. That's crazy. He's like teaching.
Actually,
here.
yeah. Well, I think Fern's encountered this, but, like, you guys actually have the professors that write the textbooks that
Yeah.
most of us are reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like other universities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
That
what?
part.
I think like I've come across 3 of my professors, my psych professors, are like, oh yeah, the book that you are required to read for class is my book.
Yeah.
what
Right
That's
now, one of the
so
classes I'm in, I believe the book I am reading for class is his book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
his
last
book.
quarter too, right? The intimate
Last
relationships.
quarter too, I read a book that was by the professor, and I think this quarter I'm reading another book that's by the professor. We're reading
that's
like
pretty
their
cool,
books
though.
because their books
Yeah.
are legit and they're like publicized.
Published?
Yeah,
Published.
they're published so that they're actual accredited to like so you can learn from it.
So yeah, that's
Well,
pretty
So
that's pretty cool.
dang, that's really cool though. Like this is just me as being like the student inside me, but yeah, like that's interesting. Like you guys not only are the top school, but there's a couple reasons like besides the whole point ahead, like when you go into the work site, like work job, part of the of life, but like your networking is like crazy. I bet like you guys meet international students all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Which is crazy, like the pricing that you guys have for international students. I saw that and I was like, whoa. But besides that, like, what makes you guys stand out and stay? Like, say, I'll stick to UCLA because there's a bunch of kids that I've met that like they go to a private school or like a public school that's really
and
cool,
then they leave.
and they're like, nah, I'll just stick to like my other options because the price isn't worth it. Like I've met a couple of my friends that like I went to community. You guys know that.
Yeah.
So like a bunch of them had gone to like. I think I met somebody that went to. It was a UC, I forgot which one. UCR, and then I think another one that went to like, not UCLA, USC. I think it was.
Okay.
And he was like, "It's not worth the price." Like it was just like I went down to like
private school.
USC. Yeah,
USC.
I think.
Yeah, you.
But like it was just like he was like, "No, it's not worth the price. Oh, I'd rather go to a public one or a lower one, and I'll still get the same." So I was like, "What makes you guys just decide and say, yeah, I'll stick around?"
Realistically, okay, I want to clarify. I feel like we started off bad mouthing the school. I love the school. Like, honestly, it's a great school. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm really blessed to be there. I'm so happy I got accepted. And obviously, I chose it for a reason. And I think the pricing, if that's what you're trying to clarify on, for the school, I think
It's like standardized.
our pricing's really good.
I think it's pretty good. Housing is different, but for just tuition, period.
No, just for tuition, period.
Just tuition.
It
Just-
costs-
Because students, you go to USC, that's like what, 75, 100,000 a year?
Something like that. I don't know.
Semester to a
those
year,
are-
which
that's
is
crazy because that's part of them being private. Like, but I
Yeah.
don't. Okay, so in my
Well,
personal opinion,
Also, keep this in mind. But like in private schools, the like professor to student ratio is like 1 to 10.
Yeah.
That is
True.
true.
So you're
That
paying
is
for that like
true.
one-on-one
Exclusivity.
experience.
That
yeah.
is true. My siblings,
So
my
the
oldest
education
two
is a
siblings,
lot more intense.
Yeah.
they went to California Baptist University, which
Yeah.
is a private school. They did tell me.
Yeah.
They were like, they were really close to
Yeah,
their professors,
close.
and they talked to their professors all the
Wow.
time. I don't think I've ever spoken to one of my
Yeah, see?
professors.
Like if you don't go to office hours,
No, I've
you're
never.
not. Your professor is. They're not gonna know you exist.
That actually is a benefit of private school.
Right. That's a benefit
didn't
of
even
private
think
school.
about that.
Like the ratio. Like you can have closer relationships with your professors.
But it
And-
also helps you like network better too. With
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As for like a public school like UCLA, you would have to step out of your way.
No, yeah, you have
and go to like
definitely go out of
office
your way.
hours
You have to go out of your
or
way.
stay a little after class, talk to them a little bit. Like, hey,
I could see that. Yeah, that's very true. Like the ratios is a real difference. I could. Ooh, if you guys hear anything, it's because we are in an undisclosed
Costa
area
Mesa.
in LA. A very nice area though. And they got like hella loud cars. Like
Yeah.
I've seen how many BMWs that are like.
Motorcycles too. Where I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like,
what
whoa.
is
But
that?
like this is
Yeah.
like way different for at least me. Like,
Wait.
these are rich people. No hate on the rich. I want to be one of them. But
going back.
going back to the UCLA talk. So okay, that's true. That's one of the differences. But like in general topic wise, what do you guys feel is? Do you guys think it's fair? Like the pricing of school.
Yeah.
Of school in general, like for today's standards.
For
Like,
today's standards.
because like realistically, and I was talking to a friend about that last time. It's different now. Like the game has changed dramatically. Like it wasn't like it used to be. Like 20, even 20 years ago. Let's put it that light. 20 years ago, like you went to school,
Like-
you got a degree.
Let's say like the year 2000.
Yeah, yeah, 2000
yeah,
is perfect.
2000 or even
Yeah,
earlier. You know,
yeah.
where you get a
1980.
degree and it's really like. It's high up there. Like you went to college, you got a bachelor's degree, and it's great. You can get a
But-
a
Yeah,
job
Yeah,
straight
a
out of
job
college.
straight out of college.
That was
And
like
it's-
the
that
white
was-
man's
and you're
era, no?
set.
Yeah,
you know?
that was
You're
like
set.
in my opinion, that was like the American dream as
The
a kid.
American dream.
It was just like you go to college,
It's like a blue
and
collar
you get,
job.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
like, banking job, and you're like set. I don't know a lot of you guys, but like that was it for
Yeah.
us.
That's
And
like
now
the
you're
American
like
dream.
now like in 2022.
Well, because doesn't tuition go towards like teachers or professors'
Professors?
salaries
No, not that
and all
much.
that?
Well-
not that much anymore. At least.
Yeah,
a
but
lot of at least your guys is well the topper schools. No hate on the top schools, but
Fun
you guys
fact,
went to the
you can like look up since UC is like a public
Yeah.
school. You can look up
You can look up
anybody's
the
salary.
professors' salaries, yeah.
Like I can pull it up right now. Any of my professors just say, sorry, I touched on my.
stop touching the mic.
But yeah, you can. I've looked at my professors. They range within like 90 to 110. The,
Yeah.
the lecturers. I don't know about like the ones who are doing like research or like assistant professors and all
Well,
that.
like the
But-
thing is like, but that varies because like I know that a bunch of like my professors, that's like the pay is not quality pay.
Nah.
it's like for the tenured professors that do these lecture hall like situations where they're like 1,000 students or 100+ students. Yeah, they get the big pay, but like most of the the chunk that you see at school that they're like walking around going to class, they actually like teach at like 3 different schools.
Yeah.
Because like my stats professors, like I still teach. I go to UC.
They have, like, 2 jobs.
Yeah, they go. So they work at Cal Poly, I
Yeah.
think, and then she said Fullerton and I think Northridge. I was like, how do you have so many classes,
we're paying
bro?
all
How do you
this
deal
money.
with all that?
Yeah, we're paying all this money, but not like they're only getting so.
Like very little. At least on that side, because I think that. Well, I know so. For the bigger schools, you guys go a lot into like I want to say infrastructure, like I called it the fluff of going to school, because like not Cal Poly, I'm sorry. Like UCLA is known for a lot of things. Like you guys, besides the party part of it. Like,
Okay.
which isn't like the school's part, but that's just the entourage
Yeah.
of having
Yeah,
so many
all the other
kids.
factors that go
Yeah.
into play with the school.
But
Yeah.
like, I think one of the bigger ones is like you guys have a huge football team. You guys have a huge soccer
Yeah.
team. You guys,
Yeah.
well, not the soccer team so much, the baseball team.
Baseball.
Like you guys make NFL
Yeah.
Basketball?
players.
Funny
Basketball.
You guys have a
enough,
whole stadium away
Paul
from
actually
the
found
thing.
out that the highest paid person at our school is not even like the chancellor or anything. The highest paid faculty member at UCLA. I think
We believe.
We
we
believe. We're 90% there.
No,
All
I'm
right,
pulling out
guys,
numbers.
90%
I'm
there.
pulling out
is
the numbers.
the football coach.
The
You
football
see what I
coach.
mean?
Wow.
So why is that even fair? Like,
'Cause
I think that's
Well,
They're the
we-
front
unreasonable.
of the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
But
you're
like-
not winning games, you're not in the news
Yeah.
headlines.
and I get that.
That's true.
But like, how come that trickles down to the average student? How come that trickles
like,
down?
how does that really affect?
Why would that-
every
like why am I
individual?
paying?
Why are you paying
for their
for that
salary?
for their salary?
Realistically,
Realistically, you're not
gone
gonna
to
do
one
that much.
football game. And it
Like,
was
yeah,
like, whatever.
like let's say like a freshman. He's not naive, but he's just coming in. He's paying everything. He doesn't have a grant given to him.
Oh.
That's no scholarships, no nothing, not even a cent from the school.
Ooh, wait,
And
wait,
I know
wait.
that this is not the case.
Okay, pause.
At least 80%. Go.
Sorry.
Oh, this guy.
Paul is reading the
He's
numbers.
reading numbers. Give me.
First, head coach 5 is his title. Charles Kelly is getting paid $4,313,333.
Over what span?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, according
Allegedly.
to
Quote,
the
air quotes, air
internet.
quotes.
If
Okay.
you just
we
look
don't know
up
who this man
UC,
is.
you look up UC annual wage. Like this is like public since the UC
yeah,
is like public. You could look up anyone's salary. Second highest paid person is Michael Cronin.
Yeah, but like that's not yearly, is it? Or is it yearly? That's yearly.
That is yearly.
4 million
That
a
is
year.
yearly.
4 yearly, and he's just he does. Every job has its own
yeah,
requisites.
but
So he does a lot.
4 million.
But like that shouldn't,
that's a
that's
lot.
not. And I get it because like you guys have a huge football division,
Yes.
and which on another topic, I feel like college kids playing football, at least the like seniors and juniors should be paid, but how come that's even like a thing that trickles down to you guys? Like why should you like let's say back to that like scenario.
Freshman.
That freshman doesn't get it, and I know that's not true for almost 80 to 90% of the students that go there. They get at least one like scholarship
Like
or something, grant or something.
Yeah.
But even somebody that gets $1,000 off their tuition, that's not a lot.
Mm-mm.
How much
Yeah.
is a class? The average, like no
It
grant, no nothing.
depends.
I think it does depend.
Like what?
I'd say a
'Cause-
class is
Because
about like
a
1,000.
year
now.
standard,
1,000, right?
standard like a year you can
Like 12K, right?
it's like 13.5.
13.
Tuition?
Yeah,
No,
tuition.
tuition's like 11,000.
No, it's like 13.
No, it's like 11.
I want to say it's 13.
Okay, yeah, but like without anything. Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
I read
just-
it. It's like 12
Just
around there.
tuition, but that's like full-time student.
Yeah,
But like full-time you need
12 or
12
more
units. But like that's 3 classes a quarter.
yeah.
But then you can max out to 19 units for
So let's max it
about
out.
4
19,
classes.
19.
yeah. So like if you were smart, or not just
Not
smart,
smart,
but
but,
like
like-
if you can do it, you can graduate early and like be paying the same amount or less, getting the same degree as someone who wants to relax, get 3 units a quarter, and do the whole 4 years. See, I
yeah.
was telling about this before, like freshman year. Like I'm gonna try and graduate early, max
Yeah,
out
I
19
remember
units,
that, yeah.
but it's tiring.
It's hard.
But
yeah.
if someone that can do it,
Yeah, I bet.
imagine you're only paying for 3 years, you get the same stats degree as to someone who's more chill
Yeah.
is gonna do the 4-year route. And
So
then
you're saying- well,
you're paying an
yeah,
extra year.
so
So,
yeah, that
it really depends.
depends on your mentality.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
let's put it on the average. 12K. Put that-
12K.
Yeah, let's just say like tuition's about
12,
12K.
12K.
Like
Yeah.
in the middle.
Okay.
So it's for,
And then
for a quarter.
housing is like a completely separate
Well,
thing,
yeah,
but that's obviously
But
optional.
okay, that's
too.
optional. So let's put the average. Like let's say you're an LA kid. You're about 30 minutes out. You'll drive.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
okay,
like,
that's good.
just because you're not housing there on campus doesn't mean your housing doesn't come into like it's not a factor going to school. Like
Yeah.
you know, if you're still close to campus, like that's still going to be a couple grand,
like
you know,
gas
you
money,
know,
especially with gas prices right now.
rent, utilities, like all
Yeah.
that, you know,
And
kind of comes into play too with
Yeah.
being in that area because it's so like prestige, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
we
Westmount,
got, like, Beverly
Westmount,
Hills.
Yeah.
Westwood.
Westwood Village.
Which is
LA
you know it's
kid.
a nice ass like oops.
Ooh,
It's
no,
a
you're
really
good.
nice place.
I
Sorry.
think it's
We're
okay.
like
So
right next to what is
Anyway.
it, Beverly Hills?
Yeah.
No, yeah, literally the entrance to Bel
Bel Air.
Air is
Bel
right
Air.
across
Yeah.
from our
And we
school.
went the
That's right.
gate just Bel Air and then
Bel
it's just
Air, it's
greenery
just
and then
right
it's just
there.
like private and it's
Yeah.
like all right.
Well,
that's
actually,
all
hold up. Wait. I'm gonna just let you guys know now because you guys are gonna. Hopefully, they're returning podcasters. But you guys could cuss after I believe 8 minutes.
Okay.
What? A minute and eight?
Like 8 minutes. Once we hit the 8 mark, you guys
Wait, why is that?
Wait, why?
can't be monetized after
Oh,
before.
okay.
Like
Oh,
YouTube.
really?
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
The podcast doesn't really matter. Like the audio, like anybody
Oh.
hearing this just as a listener doesn't matter. But
After 8
YouTube,
minutes.
YouTube's like, we got to be at least 8 minutes clear. Like you know.
Oh, I did not know that.
And I'm not saying like I understand like there's people out there that like their vocabulary in like you know like what's his name? There's a famous person that's like he talks and he cusses all the time. Like he says the F word.
I feel like that's every famous person.
Yeah, but they're like
Which one?
He's kind of like an intellectual. Like he got famous because of his lectures and stuff like that. And he cusses a lot. He's like, yeah, I'm just stop fiddling with it, genius.
Why
All
didn't you have this? Why
I
don't
told
you-
him to grab it, but he was like,
It's
nah,
heavy.
It's heavy.
nah, it's too heavy. Me right here, I could hear myself squeezing the tripod. But yeah,
see?
so the,
Or you know, if you're a little bit too close to it, sorry, this is just
yeah,
random.
it's just respect.
You can hear yourself breathing,
breathe.
so just be careful.
Yeah,
not
if
to
you,
be
just
like,
don't breathe on it.
you know.
I mean, I've been leaning.
Don't be
in.
like, yeah, you'll
Sorry,
find.
it's my first time
Yeah.
out here.
No, don't worry about it. You'll be back.
Sorry, guys, it's my first
Um,
podcast.
It's a lovely podcast. Right? Well, so UCLA. So, but like, how come it trickles down? Like, how come? I personally think, how come there's kids out there that like they work their asses off to be at UCLA. They finally get there. The prices, eye gouging prices sometimes, especially for international students,
Oh yeah.
because they're crazy. They're not $12K a year, by the way.
No.
Way more. But like in today's society, how come that's even like something that we as a society all culturally say, yeah, acceptable, like $12K. You go to Google and get Google certifications now and get a job and get like a good 56, what used to be the standard like American dream, $56,000 a year from that, a Google accreditation. Or you go straight to just learning from YouTube. I'm running a whole business of photography and videography and filmmaking without a degree. There's kids out there, NFTs, stock trading, you know, the what's it called? Meme stocks. Like there's a bunch of people out there that are making millions without a college degree. And I think colleges I believe they need to reestimate what a college degree is even worth. Because like reevaluate.
Oh, I
like
see
in
what you
today's
mean.
society.
Yeah, like a
and
bachelor's. Because a bachelor's is
Yeah.
becoming like
Because
Then
realistically,
return.
it's like we were saying, like back in like the 2000s or the 90s,
was
like
it.
you got a college degree and it's like, oh
That
yeah,
was
this
it,
money is
like-
gonna pay off. And nowadays,
like-
I feel like there's always that recurring joke where you meet your Starbucks barista and they have like
biology.
they have like a biology,
biology,
maybe not
bachelor's.
biology, because you could let's just
Yeah.
say they have like a I don't know, like philosophy bachelor.
Or like a
Degree.
ethnic
There's
studies.
humanities,
English or
yeah.
whatever.
Or honestly, yeah, it honestly could be any degree because
Any
it
degree.
could really just
Yeah.
be any degree that you
Depends.
meet and you have like
'Cause
they're
I-
a Starbucks barista and they don't even use it anymore.
And that's the thing. That's what I was telling Wilson too. Where it's just like, yeah, you may get this degree from like a prestigious school, but if
Yeah.
you don't work with it, you're gonna
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
likely end up, putting in an extra 2 years after college
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
be able
Get a
to get that
master's?
same experience.
Oh yeah.
No,
Well-
that you could have been doing in college. So you
Yeah.
can't just
thing
rely
that's-
on it.
Hard is like you get what, like I don't know, I don't want to say millions of graduates every year.
Yeah. Fred was talking about that. Like there's a oversaturation
academic
in the work.
inflation.
Yeah.
Like,
Academic
there's too many
inflation.
people getting
That's what I
There's too
mean.
many
now.
There's too many
And, like,
degrees.
where-
Like
That's
everybody's
why
at the
it's really
same point.
masters that
Like-
counts, or
and it
the
used to be
people
like
Which
that
is
that.
keep
now
doing
it's
it.
like that's more money, more time, and then obviously more experience, which is
Yeah.
great. But at the
But-
same time, it's like not everybody wants to go for master's. I mean, I know that I don't want to get a master's as of right now.
I am getting a master's, so
Yeah, but then you
Yeah.
have, there's another
Yeah.
side where it's like you want a master's,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to learn that
You
knowledge.
see, we
and
bring you
everything.
guys variety, like variety.
variety.
I
we bring you variety.
you blew my ear
I
out.
know. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm
Variety.
not even from the Americas. All right,
I'm not from America.
Americas. But yeah, like whatever that part. I'm sorry.
very different.
But
That's
like
different.
It's
Variety.
different.
I feel different. But like
We're
this
bringing diversity.
diversity that I could use that. Like I'm almost a dropout, She is a full time. Yeah, leave me alone. She's a master's, and he's a walking, talking computer.
No.
So it's just
Well,
like,
he's the only one here who's double majoring.
yeah, double.
Because I'm
major.
minoring, but I'm not double majoring.
Yeah, I don't even know what a minor is. No offense, sorry guys. I remember when
So
I
major
started
is the
college.
main thing, and a
Stop-
minor is the
stop
minor.
it. Don't criticize me.
It's
A minor
it's a
basically
brother.
just
It's a
kind of
little
like
sister.
backs up your major.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
the one thing I love about minors is you could literally minor in
Anything.
anything. Like if you wanted to just learn something different. So like let's say I'm like a psychology major, and let's just say I wanted to get a minor in like ethnic studies just for the fun of it. You really could.
Yeah.
Which I
All
thought was
hold up,
cool.
wait. Give me one
Sorry.
second.
Oh,
PDF. Paul, grab it from the plastic part. From right here, the bottom.
You keep
bottom.
grabbing
Just that.
it.
I'm not even.
No, because you're grabbing the cord, and it's yeah. Because like you fiddle with it, and it's like fiddling, and it's
Alright.
I still don't know why you did this.
and the thing is, there's like listeners, so it's like not everybody's gonna be watching this.
My bad.
Sorry, this is also going back to the minoring part because I remember you said your minor was I'm
Brain and
sorry,
behavioral
it's a
health.
Brain and behavioral health. That's really cool, but it's also in like the psychology field, right?
Yeah, I
You're going
did
into
choose
it.
to get a minor that minor was actually created at UCLA to back up the
Right.
like psychology or like cognitive science major. I did choose a minor that was gonna back it up also
All
because
right, hold on.
it
Wait,
just
wait,
interested me.
wait.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna clock out Paul for like 5 seconds, guys. All right, ready? Can I even do that without it cutting out?
While he's doing that, I just wanted to add, I thought that was really
Oh, I
cool
can't,
because
okay.
I attempted to also minor in like the College of Business at my school and stuff,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
like, so right now I'm obviously majoring in the College of Business,
Yeah,
as MIS, and I wanted to do finance, but they wouldn't let me because it's a College of Business. You can't minor and major in the same college.
What?
So when you said I was excited, I was like, that's so cool because like I wanted, to really grasp as much as I could knowledge and everything while in that field.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
They won't let you
Well,
minor in the same school?
college, yeah, in the same
or college.
like
That is
business, yeah.
Wait,
crazy.
crazy.
That,
Like,
because
'cause
this
I was
minor, like I said, it
That's
in the
what I was like, when I heard
description,
it, I
it's
was like,
literally
what? That's
described to
pretty
support.
cool. And
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else has tried that too, but I don't know why.
Wait.
Like CSULB.
So
did
like,
that.
what other minors do they offer?
Well, any other college.
Finance.
So
Or-
like, since finance falls into the College of Business, I would have to go. Let's say I can minor in like psychology, which is the College of
yeah.
Health and
Yeah.
the
That is
letters and
so
sciences
weird.
or
I
whatever.
don't know that.
And then, like computer science, anything like that, I can minor in. It just wouldn't be able, which to me, I was like, I don't know if I'd really want to
That makes
minor in
no
something
sense
else
to
that
me.
won't back up my major.
That
you
makes
know?
no sense to me because I feel like the whole point of a minor to begin with is to back up your major. Once again, you could minor in anything you wanted to, but I feel like most people try to get one that correlates with their major.
Yeah,
at
like you're
least.
still learning. It's a little different,
So
but
it's
it's
so
still going to
weird.
back up and you're still going to learn from it rather than just
Yeah.
like, I don't want to minor in like anthropology. 'Cause
Yeah,
what
exactly.
am I going
It's
to
like
do
a
with
business
it?
major,
Yeah.
like, what are you gonna do
What
with
is
that?
that?
But like,
It's
okay,
weird.
You know,
Well, the only
maybe
thing-
if you had like interest and, you really
Yeah.
wanted to, but personally, like,
Yeah, that's the
not
first
for me.
time.
So I
I'm
thought it
seeing
was really cool. So I think
Yeah,
that
I've
was
never
just
heard of
something like
that.
a difference that I really saw within like
Yeah,
that. It's
that
like,
is definitely
wow.
a difference between schools.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think Well, I think that might be just a school thing then, maybe.
it
I
could
think
be.
it's just a
yeah,
school
I heard.
thing.
I just read that it was just like
I feel like schools have
if it's
different
too related,
rules.
they thought it was kind of like not a waste of time, but they kind of also said like we don't want you to do that because you're not learning too much from it. Like we'd rather you major in finance and get a minor in like computer applications or something like that, and then apply it into the business field, which I thought was pretty cool too and considered. But at the same time,
I see that too, but I really feel like they should just give students the option instead of being
Yeah,
like, no,
I
we're
saw that too,
absolutely
where it was just
like,
like, no, you
refusing
can't
that you can
minor
get
in the
this
same college.
minor.
I was like, wow.
I feel like they should at least give the option.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah.
The only thing I've ever seen, which is dumb.
Doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo. Experiencing
you and your
technical
mic,
difficulties at the
bruh?
moment.
What is with you and your
I
mic?
think I get fidgety.
Yeah, I know. But
Fidgety.
I'm just letting you know because
Very
like
fidgety person.
you were blowing my eardrums out. Yeah. All right, so we're back, guys. But like you were saying.
Oh, I was like, the only thing I've ever seen that with is like stats major, minoring in stats. Like
This guy.
obviously they won't allow you because it's the exact
It's the exact same thing.
like
It's
the,
the same
class you're
exact
gonna take is
thing.
like the same thing, but you can do like major in stats and minor in like social data science, which is almost the same thing, but
Right, but like
Isn't that what
stats
you're
falls
doing?
into
yeah, almost yes.
stats falls into the
'Cause you're
college.
taking a minor too, right?
Yeah,
You didn't even mention your minor. What is your minor?
Data science and engineering.
You see what I mean? This guy's a genius. And you guys stop playing with me. Look, I brought just
I think the
walking
future is
computer up in
numbers,
here.
bro. I think the future is
Walking
numbers.
computer. He's a
Everything
walking
is
computer. That's it.
numbers.
You're gonna be walking computer on this podcast,
The
bro.
future is numbers, bro. If you're not
No,
learning numbers,
That's
then-
true. That's very true.
Oh, so
the future's
I'm
always
not
been
learning
numbers.
well,
numbers.
everyone's also going through it. I think
Just kidding.
people. I think we need psychologists too.
It's the same thing, you know. We
Everyone's
kind of
going
need the
through it.
diversity
Yeah.
in the world.
Like-
We can't just cancel out all the art majors.
Have y'all
I
seen
think we had
those
that.
memes that are like, "Stop making me want to trade like stocks. We need farmers too."
Yeah, I've seen those. They'll be like, everybody, please stop wanting to be a YouTuber. We need farmers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what is it like? The most sought after career in grade school is being a YouTuber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I did read that
I
somewhere.
read that.
Like an influencer and
Yeah,
everything.
That's
influencer.
so
Yeah.
crazy.
That's crazy. But like now, I think that inflates it even more. So that means that like being a YouTuber is now going to be like something that's crazy unattainable. Like it used to be like
it used to be so
yeah,
easy.
It used to be just post one
Post.
YouTube a video
You're getting
once
a
in a
lot
It
while.
used to be like just
inflation
literally
with
post
it.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally grew up watching YouTube. I
Yeah.
loved watching YouTubers, and
All
this
YouTube
was back
kids.
like what 2011 to 2014. It literally used to be like you just post a video, and if you're consistent with it, people will watch you. Now you see people like having to do crazy things because they're like, we need to grab people's
Yeah,
attention.
attention span is really low.
But
now.
yeah.
Like it's not the same. But that
Oh,
also
yeah.
makes it kind of a little bit more competitive. Like I like that. And I think that's something that's built into the industry of content making and like filmmaking. Like you don't watch every movie out there that's like made, do you?
Yeah.
You watch the one
True.
that's like made,
Like,
like
grabs your attention.
marketed well, and is like
True.
made very well. Like you don't watch indie films. If it's a really good indie film, maybe it comes out to
Yeah.
the general
Comes
public,
out
and you're like, oh,
the
yeah,
mainstream.
it's a
That's
pretty good
true.
movie. Or like Fruitsville Station.
Oh,
Indie
I know what
movie.
you're talking
Fruitvale?
about.
Yeah, almost an indie
Fruitvale?
movie. Fruitsville, yeah. And then
Fruitsville.
but like he got. That's why I say that's really good because like it got to the point where he was so good at his job that he went from that, which was
I was
so
gonna
low,
say, isn't that how he was discovered?
to Black Panther,
Yeah.
one of the biggest films
Michael B.
of
Jordan.
that year. I think that was no. I think Infinity War came out not soon after. But Black Panther and the director
Breaking
was
numbers.
crazy, breaking numbers because it was like
It's the first Marvel movie ever nominated for an Oscar.
exactly.
I think for best film. Yeah.
Best film. And not only that, but like first all black cast. All black
superhero cast.
Super cast. And
Nah,
also
there was that white guy there that was
No.
flying the.
Okay, but like it's
yeah,
still
like
the
one
majority.
like that's never
Can't
been
say all
happening.
black cast. If there's that white man that slid through.
I think the
The
closest
one.
just the one guy.
The
which I think
one
that's weird because
guy.
they said that and I was like I think I've seen all the Friday movies.
Now we're gonna point him out.
Look at, oh yeah, we were gonna say
It's
something,
fine.
but like there's somebody, yeah.
It's-
There's
it's
another
our friend
UCLA kid in
Juan.
here, but
He
Yeah.
also
didn't
goes
make
to
it.
UCLA.
Friend of an-
Hey, he didn't make it.
UCLA
He didn't make it
kid.
into the podcast this
Yeah,
time. Maybe
clearly
sometime.
it's a UCLA pod,
UCLA
and then
party.
the two CSUs here.
CSUs,
Hey.
yeah, we're gonna show you guys. Oh my lord! So
Do we have another mic? Or is
we
he
can't
gonna
plug
watch?
them in.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
just
Just
Too
gonna watch.
late.
He'll
Okay.
just watch.
Sorry guys.
Yeah.
Not technical difficulties. Like more of a this guy. It's too late for the podcast.
Okay.
But
Are we
going,
talking about UCLA?
so okay.
Or like we
So yeah.
Yeah, we like steered the conversation.
Anyway, like Black
Talking about Oscars?
Panther.
Anyway, so like
there's
Oscar
that
nominated
one white man and
films.
then.
that one
that's
white
the,
man.
That's the beauty of podcasting.
Martin
Is like
Freeman,
this
I
is
think
just a
he's saying.
really
True.
good conversation.
But going back,
So going back to it's.
I think
it's
we were talking about
conversation.
minors before.
But like so yeah so like
minors.
we're all working towards like
School.
getting a job, right? That's kind of the idea.
I think. Oh wait, sorry. Going back to like majors and minors, when I was applying to like schools, that is one thing I did not look at all.
Mine
It
is
was like majors or minors that were available to that school. I feel like for me, I was like, I want to go to that school, not even knowing the like majors that I was
That they offered.
that they
you
offered
were interested
exactly.
in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or stuff like, I guess this happened for a sec, but early on when I was a freshman, I was like, oh, I think I want to do engineering, but I didn't know that I had to like apply to a whole other
You have to
school,
apply.
and it's like super
For
competitive.
UCLA?
Yeah, for UCLA.
yeah, because
Oh,
you
wow.
see it like every big school has like
Yeah.
its smaller divisions of
Yeah.
schools. So I think UCLA.
Yeah,
how
it's
many
like
do you guys
colleges,
have? Like
yeah.
colleges?
Yeah,
Because it's weird. Because like
I think we only have like 5 or 6 colleges.
yeah, like CSUs have a mini version of that,
Yeah.
but it ain't that big. Like we still have like because I know that San Diego is like I think the biggest one. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
they have,
they
like,
actually have
6,
separate
7.
like,
7.
campuses for all of them. Like
Yeah.
it's weird, but
But
why? So yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it goes with the prestige in this
Yeah.
again, right? Like you don't even care because you're going
Yeah.
to UCLA.
Honestly,
Exactly.
yeah. If
Yeah,
I were to
you're
give
like-
one piece of advice to a high schooler that is applying to college, is like,
know what you're interested in.
no, I would
What?
say like apply
Know what you're
with the
interested in.
easiest major to get into.
Yeah,
Because
Oh
once
my
you're
Lord,
in,
they-
it doesn't matter
yeah.
what major you get in with. Once you are in, you're in, and then you could easily switch your major. I'm a perfect example of that. I
But
was
I don't know about
accepted.
easily.
Okay,
like
no.
again, like engineering.
It depends, because
Yeah, it
obviously if
depends.
you want to get into like a
Some of them are
neuroscience
really,
or
like,
engineering, some of them are hard. You have to
competitive.
do your research,
Yeah.
but for the most part, unless you're trying to attain something like engineering,
Yeah.
for the most part, once you're in, it's really easy to just change your
Switch,
major.
yeah.
I changed my major 2 times. I was accepted as business economics, and then right when I got in, I switched to environmental science. And then I ended up switching to psychology. So see, I switched to like 3 completely different studies.
Yeah.
And that's what I would tell high school students is like, if you really want to get into the school, just apply for a major, maybe like an easier one to get into. Obviously, once again, if you want to get into like a harder major, you have to
Yeah.
look up what the school policies are on that. But realistically, once you're in, and it's very easy to switch.
Honestly, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah,
I
it's
think,
not like
I mean, it's true that's very easy to switch, but also like, didn't you take a couple classes in the previous 2 majors that, you know, you could have gotten ahead more in psych?
Oh, yeah,
That makes
100%.
sense?
well, no, I think with
Thankfully,
that,
Yeah.
thankfully, actually, because
Or
environmental
they
science
applied, right? Because you took like statistics and all the sciences for psychology.
So thankfully, like environmental science and psychology fall under the same college of
Oh,
letters
okay.
and
Oh,
science.
that's cool.
So most of the GEs that I had to do basic. It was like I had to do basic bio, basic chem. It applied for both
Both.
majors.
Yeah.
But I know, like, don't we have one of our coworkers who switched her major like 3rd, 4th year?
Oh yeah. I don't want to drop her name, but
not drop-
yeah.
We will not drop her name.
Yeah, she was able to like change it last minute to, I think psychobio.
I think. It might be harder to switch it last minute, but
Last minute.
realistically,
Like,
if the
yeah.
will is there to
The will.
switch
You
it,
c-
you will
you
figure out a
switch
way
it.
to switch
yeah,
it.
yeah.
and, but
But
I think it's
When you're
really
looking at
good.
majors like stats, it was like you have to declare by your 3rd year fall quarter.
Yeah,
so
you
that's
do have,
me
you do have a
next
time
quarter.
frame.
next quarter,
I need
but
to
like,
be done like now
but
to
like
declare
at
it.
least the first year, if you're undecided or something, it doesn't affect you as much because like
Yeah.
GEs are general.
G's are general.
Yeah, you
So
can
it
use
helps
your
you, kind
you
of,
can
in
use
that
your
sense.
GEs to kind of explore what
Well,
you're
you
into.
want. Yeah, that's why I'm like that's a
Yeah.
pretty good way for at least the college students out there that like are like, you know, they're
Advice.
still a little bit iffy on what they want to do, but they know that they want to go to the school of like UCLA or
Yeah. I
think,
USC
yeah, I
or
mean,
whatever. Just apply for something that's easy.
Going
to
back
get
to
into.
that, I believe I applied to like UCR as like a theater or film major and got
No
in,
way.
Got in.
Yep.
knowing that I
Crazy.
Know nothing about film.
don't want to do film. I think it's great, but definitely not into my
That's
career.
my
What
number
a
one piece of
hater.
advice. Like, if any high school student were to come up to me and be
Hater.
like, "What's a piece of advice you have for getting into college?"
Getting.
I would be like, literally, just apply with
Apply.
the easiest
Yeah.
thing. Once you're in, you're in.
Because I remember, well, originally when I was applying to my colleges, I was a kinesiology major.
Mhm.
So the UCs don't offer kinesiology as a major at all.
Uh-huh.
So sorry.
This guy's giving
So
me
I
anxiety.
applied as I think film to like most of them, or
Yeah.
or I don't even remember.
Well,
'cause it was a
wouldn't that-
backup to switch.
So
But I remember they
technically,
didn't have kinesiology, so I went with
technically, if you accepted it, you would have been in the film school, right?
yeah.
So it
but then
would've
I
been-
would have switched. To
yeah,
like
you
a
would have
different
switched
major.
to
yeah.
like
Probably business at
business,
that time,
yeah.
or psych even, because psych was the second one for the sciences I was
yeah.
planning to do for
Mhm.
those.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's a really good like. I think that is probably the best
Yeah,
advice
I
that you
didn't-
could give anybody. Because like
I didn't
there's a
think
lot
of
Way
that
people
when
out
you're
there-
applying to colleges, just go for the easiest major and then switch.
I found that out
There we go.
while I was in college. Like, I never got that piece of advice. So that's why I feel like a lot of students who apply with super hard majors, like let's just say like neuroscience, and then they maybe won't get into the school. It's like, well, you could have applied with, let's say, biology. Like,
I've-
you could have just applied for basic biology and then
Yeah.
tried to get into
I
neuroscience.
think I
on the
found
way
that
in.
out literally like a month after I applied to all the schools, and I was like, oh shoot. Like,
It's funny. I thought when we were
Once.
doing all our UC applications, I was like, shoot, like this is gonna determine the rest of my life. But
Yep.
it
Uh,
nah.
No.
No, I did. I was
No.
like, the major I picked, that's it. That's
That's
the
it.
major I pick. And
But-
then once I got to college, it was like, nope, I switched twice.
Twice,
So
yeah.
no, the major you pick.
I mean,
You don't have to be married to your major to
No.
begin with. Yeah.
I mean, even if like you graduate with that major, you can still get a job and whatever.
Yeah, we were talking about
honestly,
yesterday
yeah,
how,
that's something else. Like another difficulty about it, like your major, even after you graduate, it still doesn't determine your like
No.
job.
Going into that
Not.
field.
Yeah.
Because I've
it
met
does not.
actually, I think that's a huge thing. Like teachers, I don't want to. Yeah, I think about 3/4. I did I did a survey when we were in high school. Almost nobody has the major in the field that they're teaching, besides master degrees, which they are, at professor levels, like colleges and stuff like that. But high school teachers, my chemistry teacher had a bachelor's in English. Doria, that's crazy. Dog,
she has a,
stop
she had a
tapping that.
bachelor's in English?
Yeah, she did.
I
And
did
she was
not know
teaching
that.
chemistry, and I was like, how'd you do that? And I looked it up. You just have to get credentials
Yeah,
to
you
teach
just have to get
chemistry.
credentials.
And that's the easiest thing to do. We could all do that. Become substitute teachers.
Let's all
for
be
that.
teachers.
That was
We're
crazy.
all just gonna go back to our high school
know
I was
just
like-
to teach.
Oh
And I-
gosh, no.
That's like
Actually,
my
they're high
backup
speed.
teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Teaching is not bad.
teaching in the subject that you got your degree in
Yeah.
could be like a really good backup
Pretty
because
cool.
you already
Yeah.
know the subject.
Winter and summer off. Don't gotta work weekends. You're off when the kids are off.
You are off
Yeah,
when the
but
kids
there's
are
always
off.
some like smaller things like you have to deal with kids. I think that's the one thing that I
You have to deal
learned.
with kids
and you
first
kind
of
of
all.
take the work home with you because you have to grade stuff. All
No,
the
no, no,
time.
I would be like, oh,
no, 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 no.
like a
You sit
teacher.
there. Just tell the kids, pass your paper to the right.
Oh, that was huge.
I remember we used to
remember
be
doing
like, we're
that.
gonna grade each other's
Yeah,
papers.
like you don't gotta bring work home.
That reminds me of the one reel of the guy who was like POV, like you're the person grading my paper, and they'd be like, "Teacher, C was the wrong answer, right?" And the teacher would say, "Yeah," and the guy would look at you and be like,
Oh my gosh,
So sorry.
that was huge in high school.
Or
Like,
just
dang.
make like eye
That's-
contact.
Sneak
like, you
this.
knew the person who
Yeah.
had your paper.
Sneak this.
And they were always the person that was asking the teacher, like, what if they
Sneak
put
this.
this? And then the teacher would be
Yeah.
like, that's wrong. And they'd look at you and they'd be like, sorry. And be like, bruh.
Honestly, I was the kid that was like, I think I did like, I would not give wrong answers, like not a point. Like I'd be like, yeah, look kind of.
I'll let you pass.
Like yeah, it was math. I was always like,
Okay,
I'm
let's
kind
see
of
how
off.
it switched.
I'm hoping somebody's nice enough to be like, that could be
If I had
close.
someone that was like a friend, I'd be like, hey, you got me. I got
Oh
you.
yeah, my friend. Like oh yeah, we did that. But the thing is, like, I wish teaching was like that viable for a lot of people. Like a lot of people don't know that. Like you could teach for a lot of teachers. Like I said, like you don't have to get a bachelor's in that degree. You're looking at me funny. What?
Nothing.
Oh yeah,
No.
she's looking at something. She's looking at the time, guys. Well, I don't know. Actually, yeah. So, oh my lord, I almost let the bike
How
go.
long are we in?
Don't trip, dog. Don't
Don't
worry about it.
Just
Don't worry about it.
Did
All
you
right.
get a
Don't worry
quote?
about
Did
it.
anybody get a quote this
It's your
time?
quote.
It is,
What
but
quote?
honestly,
Okay, so I could
quote.
do a quote if she forgot it.
well, let's have our guests. We have guest speakers.
Guest
And
speakers.
do you guys have anything else to add to our viewers before this episode gets wrapped? Any
quote?
little? No.
Yeah,
well,
so look,
just some
A word,
advice
a piece
that
of
you would
advice
give to college students.
kids and life.
And then we'll go into a quote that you guys like. But first, what's some last minute advice you guys would give to college
Ooh.
students?
College students. Ooh.
Coming from UCLA students.
and not any UCLA kids, like one that's like top of his class, and top of her
Not no
class.
more.
Not
Not
anymore.
no more.
I wish I was top of
No,
my
but
class
yeah,
for
regardless, you guys
another
have like you are
time,
masters.
but-
and
Talk
then
about
he's,
grit,
like,
guys.
That's for another
You got
time.
some
But
experience.
being a top in your high school translates to like
Nothing.
nothing.
That's crazy. That
Nothing.
is true. Okay, but any last minute like tips and advices for kids that are going into college or are in college now, and you guys give them a little bit more of a
I'm trying to
insight.
think what advice I would have wanted. Like,
Oh, I got one from my brother.
okay.
I don't follow this advice, but I think it's a great advice.
This guy.
How are you gonna give advice but don't follow
he
it?
said- He told me to just enjoy your time in college, enjoy your breaks, enjoy your weekends, enjoy
Oh yeah.
no responsibilities. Because once you're out in the workforce, you're gonna get what, like 2 weeks a year.
Vacation. That's it.
Yeah, if you're lucky, you get 2-3 weeks. If your vacation time paid off, whatever. But as a college student, when else is it socially acceptable to have like 3 months off in a row, just doing nothing in your parents' house? Like you could say, it's my summer break. Like I could lay here. But if you're 28 and you're just laying in your parents' bedroom, people are gonna look at you like, what the heck is?
What are you doing?
I think that's
Yeah.
true. That's
Right?
that's really good
Yeah.
advice because you're right. I think college is one of those time periods that a lot of kids need to learn, and I don't follow that advice either.
Yeah.
But like they need to learn to just sometimes
enjoy.
take a step
Step
back,
back.
and enjoy it. And I think some people could really benefit from it because
Right.
you
Yeah.
could learn a lot on your time off. Like you could
Yeah.
learn that maybe
Your-
college
your
ain't for
hobbies.
you, or like maybe you could start a business like that. So yes, great advice there, Larry. You got
Shout
something?
out to John.
Shout out to John.
I was gonna say, realistically, try to go for anything that interests you. Like I know they always say like try to find clubs and all that, but realistically, I think maybe just try to find people that have same interests in you. I'm part of an organization in my college. Shout out to InterVarsity Christian Bruins. They're great. And I've met so many people through that organization, and I feel like it just helps. And also, I always see everywhere that people are like, oh my gosh, I can't make friends. Believe me when I tell you, everyone in college is so eager to make friends. Especially coming out of a pandemic. Everyone
Oh,
just wants to
yeah.
talk to each other. I've spoken to people, like some girl randomly came up to me the other day. We have, the lockers outside of B plate?
Yeah.
We have like lockers that you can like lock your stuff in, but she couldn't figure it out. So she just came up to me and she was like, "Hi, like, can you show me how to work this?" And I was like, "Yeah, totally." It's just like I showed her how to work
no
it.
worries.
And she was like, "Oh my gosh, like, thank you so much." Like, anytime you go up to a college student, they're most likely going to be nice. They're going to be pretty friendly
Yeah.
because we're all
I
just
could see that.
there, like, trying to make friends. And
It's like
It's in that same.
everyone's already
place.
stressed out as it is.
Yeah,
like,
we're all,
why
like,
am
I guess my advice would be, like, don't be scared to talk to people.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I
a
know,
good one,
like,
too.
more shyer people can kind of feel nervous. But
Yeah.
realistically,
Yeah.
I feel like
Just be nice.
I have never spoken 1 year I've been there. I've never spoken to someone just randomly and they've been rude to me. I've never had
Yeah.
like a rude college
Well,
student. They're
that's
always
true.
so friendly.
True.
And
They're
That's
more
great.
than willing to help you.
I think and it's because we're all like we're all in the same melting pot. We're all trying.
We're all
to
in the
figure
same
this-
boat.
Yeah,
Literally,
we're
we're
all
all
trying to
in
figure
the
it
same
out.
boat.
We're all trying
Yeah.
to see like somebody's
Like,
we're just trying to put our foot in front of the other and just
somebody's
figure it out.
first time out into the real world, like who's been with their
Yeah.
parents this whole time, never outside
Oh
of their,
my gosh, I've met a couple people like
No.
that, a couple of students, and I was like, dude, like
Yeah.
like they're
like
breaking
social
barriers.
cues
Yeah.
are like not there.
Yeah, sometimes the social cues can't be there.
And I was
but,
like, whoa.
they're still
I was
eager
like,
to
oh.
talk to you.
No, they're always good to talk to, but it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you really do see like somebody that's like running business and like they work 9 to 5s
Yeah.
and they have like 2 kids, and then there's somebody that's like
Like
I don't know what I'm
to
doing
cook.
here. Like I don't know
I
like
don't know
how to
what
make
I'm doing
rice.
with
my life. I don't know what
Like no judgment to the people that are like that, but it's just like it's okay. Like we're all in the
It's
same.
okay,
Meet
we're all
different
learning.
types of people.
We're all trying to
Everybody's
figure it
living
out.
their different life.
That's
Yeah.
my
So-
favorite part about college.
Yeah.
I have met so many different
Diversity.
people from so many parts of the world, from so many different walks of life that I love. They have different experiences
Yeah, which
than
is
I
crazy.
do,
I think
which is
it's
crazy.
really
And I
cool.
love talking
Well, that's a
to
part
the
of
people on
saying
my
like
campus.
enjoy college because you
Yeah.
get to meet so
Yeah.
many different people.
Don't be scared to talk to
and
people.
you're in
because
that
I
phase.
can
That's
see
really
that's
true.
why
But
people would
yes.
love to go to college. It's an experience.
It's an
It's definitely like
experience.
an
Definitely.
experience. I
An
feel like
experience.
I feel like it's a level of independence, but it's also not to the point where you're completely out in the real world.
Well, yeah.
But you still get
It's
that
a good
taste
take,
of
yeah.
independence.
Yeah.
It's
you
a
know?
little
It's a
bit, and
step
it's
into
enough
adulthood.
to
Yeah.
Yeah.
to get people going.
I've never lived apart from my parents. Then I went to college, and I was like, whoa.
Well, this is what it's like.
Yeah,
what it's
this is
like.
very interesting. All right, guys. I was trying to burp. I couldn't do it, guys. I'm sorry. All right, so thank you so much for being on the podcast. We hope to have you soon and next time again.
Please.
What are you doing? Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully Paul next time
I
isn't
would
so
love to come
fidgety.
back.
Don't worry about it. Oh my God, I think it's cutting out for Paul. I'm gonna just lock you out. Sorry. Don't worry about it. You're still there.
No more.
No, you're there.
speaking.
All right. So we're saying bye, guys, from the college kids, from Wilson
And Fernanda,
and
Valerie.
And Paul.
oh, I'm sorry. hold
and
up.
a big thank
Thank
you
you.
guys for being on our podcast, and
It was fun.
hopefully,
I want to come back.
pretty sure our viewers enjoyed this
we'll,
podcast.
we'll definitely have you guys
Yes.
back as soon as we can get you because they're UCLA kids and you guys know they're busy kids. All right, then.
Busy.
Be seeing you guys till next time.
Bye.